everyone, this is Tara from the blog Homemade Happiness. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would love to go check out my blog. It is the Creative Princess homemadehappiness.blogspot.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really inexpensive embellishment for your scrapbook. As you can see here, let me spread these out a little better. You can make, maybe I'll just hold one up. It's a little flower made out of seed beads and a couple larger beads. And what I got this idea, I just started making them this week, and as you can see, once you figure out how to make them, they whip up really quick. I got the idea because a little while ago I had borrowed a book from the library and I photocopied this page out of the book, and it was showing you how to make earrings and necklace pendants with seed beads and other beads. And I have a lot of beads that I've had since high school, and I just thought it's a good time to start using this stuff up and instead of having it collecting dust right now. So I got this book, I photocopied this page as well as the instruction page. However, I found the instruction page really confusing, and I basically had to end up self-teaching myself how to do it. So I thought I'd make a quick instructional video and see if I could help some other people figure out how to do this. So when you get started, what you're going to need is 12 inches, which is just a regular size ruler, 12 inches of 32 gauge wire. You are going to need 5 larger beads, which I have them threaded on here right now. They are about 5 times the size of a seed bead. So what you basically want is to make sure that the center of the bead that you're threading through can fit 3 32 gauge wires through it. So you want to be able to thread it through 3 times, and then you know that this bead's going to be big enough. You're going to need quite a few seed beads. I have various colors and sizes of these that all claim to be seed beads, and I will talk about that in a minute about the different ones. You need 16 per petal, and these are 5 petal flowers. You're going to need needle nose pliers, as well as a pair of wire cutters. On your needle nose pliers, often there's a spot on there that is a wire cutter. However, I find that if I actually have wire cutters, it's a lot better for getting into the really tiny spots. So that's what you're going to need to get started. So let me move some of this out of my way. So the first thing you're going to do is thread your 5 larger beads onto your wire, and you're going to twist it to form a circle. And then you're going to wrap the wire around itself. I'm really sorry that my fingers are in the way. I'm going to try to do this as best I can. Wrap this around. I'm saying I do it at least twice. Any more than that, it's going to be pretty bulky and you're going to be able to see it on your center of your flower, so I would suggest twice. And then if you get a little tiny pokey end sticking out, trim that off because it's going to save you from poking your finger here in a few minutes. So just pull that piece off. Okay, so this is what you should end up with. You have the length of your wire and then your 5 beads in a circle. Once you have that done, you're going to thread on 16 of the seed beads. Now, some of the seed beads are a little larger and some are smaller. I find that the ones that are smaller, and maybe they're of better quality, I'm not sure, but they tend to be more consistent in their size and they're round. Now, the ones I'm using right now are a bit flat, but they are consistent in their size, and 16 seems to be perfect. If you're using ones that are a little larger, you might want to cut it down. I have made some with larger ones, and I've gone as low as 12 and 14 for the petals, just depending on how big you want your flower. And after you make the first petal, you're going to know if that's the size you want or not. So once you get the first 16 threaded on, you're going to take the end of your wire and you're going to thread it through one of your beads that is right next to the one you're doing it on. You're basically going to form a hoop. So whichever side that your 16 beads are on the wire, you want to thread it through the opposite side of the larger bead and just poke it through and pull it through. And now you see that your first petal is formed. once you have that done, take your wire and take the end of it again, and you're going to, oh, this is going to be hard. You're going to poke it through the next available large bead, and then just pull it all the way through. This is so that your petals end up coming out all equally, and they're all going to go from one side of the large bead and loop around and go into the other side of the large bead. I find this is giving me the best shaped petal. It's making it so it has that nice rounded edge. So I did that. Then you're going to put 16 more seed beads on, and you're going to take the end and you're going to again go back in the opposite side of it. So can you see what I would be doing there? And you'd have 16 seed beads right along here. So after you've done that, you should have all of your petals done. And I'm going to show you, I've got one here started. It's going to look like this. Oops, can you see that? So I've got 4 petals completely shaped, and I've got one with all of my seed beads ready to go, and so now I just need to wrap it back through that petal. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put it through. And if you find that your end is getting bent out of shape from pushing it through, because some of them will be a little tough to get it through, take your wire cutters and just snip off the very end part that's all gone funny. You do have 12 inches, and it's going to be more than enough if you need to trim it a couple times. When I was making this one, I definitely trimmed off the end at least once. So that's fine. You're going to have lots of extra, so don't feel that you have to really force it through and try to straighten it each time. So now once you get this done, you want to finish it off so that your flower is not going to come unraveled and the beads are going to fall off. So what I do is just take this end of your wire and go straight down through the middle of the flower, and basically you're going to pull it all the way through. Oops, I've got it loosened there. I've loosened it a little bit. You can see that my beads are kind of loose right here, so I could go back and give that a good tug, but while I'm on camera, I'm just going to keep going here. So go through the middle and come up around the outer edge, and basically what you're going to do is wrap it around the original circle wire that you started with. So go back down again. I'm going to do this twice just so that I know that I have a secured end. Pull it really, really tight. You want it as tight as you can get it on there. And then just take your wire cutters and snip off the end. And there's your flower. Now, mine, of course, this one is a little out of shape. The beads are going to be loose on it. But some people might actually like that. I like mine to be really tight with all the beads so that they don't really have a lot of movement. So when I did that one, I would have normally given it an extra little tug and made sure that that was tight before I tied it off. So other than that, I don't know if there's anything else I really have to tell you. Sometimes your wire will get snagged. Make sure if your wire gets snagged that you take your needle nose pliers and gently unsnag it and pull it out. If you do it too hard, you will snap the wire and that'll cause a problem. Thanks for watching.